Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. The thing that had been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. First, I'd like to give all glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Rakakadash. Double honor to the teachers, elders, and apostles of Great Millstone. Also to you brothers out there that put on the truth faithfully, fearlessly feeding the sheep. And to you brothers and sisters that are tuning in. Shalom. And the title of this lesson tonight is Trusting the Enemy is Bound to Get You Put to Death. Okay. Now, there was a video that was circulating around today by the Great Millstone camps concerning General Yohana from ISUPK, in which he went into what he would advise Chris Rock to do to get back at Will Smith, and that is to take a lot of drugs, give Jada Pinkett a lot of drugs, and they should have extramarital sex, which under the laws of Yahweh Bashimashai is adultery, okay, which we know is promoted here in Great Babylon, America. Now, the reason why that's adultery, Chris Rock is married, and so is Jada Pinkett. She belongs to Will Smith, okay, and we know the laws are that you cannot fornicate with another man's woman. That is considered adultery under the Hebrew Israelite laws. Okay. Now, this man comes with a lot of sweet talk with his sunglasses on, and you hear his audience applaud. Why? Because basically he is the same demonic Negroes from the past during the time when Yahweh Shai walked this earth. Okay. That was anti-Hamashiach. Okay. These are the same wicked enemies of Israel. Okay. That look like us. Okay, that are here today. Okay, and that's the reason why I said for the lesson topic, trusting the enemies is bound to get you put to death. Now, Esau uses these men, okay, because see, Esau understands that his skin color alone is automatically going to get Jake God up. So what he uses is somebody that's going to keep your God down. That's the reason why you have people like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., okay, Black Lives Matter, all these celebrities, these sports player. Okay, your pastors, in the church, okay, your city hall leaders, okay, and even they put this pretend so-called black man, Barack Obama, as the president, which we know he's an Edomite, okay. This is the one problem that you see that they have going here, and it's paralyzing the minds of our people, okay. Listen to the word. This is the word paralyzing here.
Paralyzing.
And it means causing a person or part of the body to become partly or wholly incapable of movement. And what are these movement? Okay, these movement is moving towards Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, to serve Yahweh Shai, to get out of this darkness that's here in Great Babylon, America. And our people don't want to move out of it. Physically, they don't want to get out of Babylon. They want to continue going on in this existence that we can see every day is decaying right before our eyes from the news media that talks about the famine. Okay, the stock market crashing, the petro US dollar is going to become useless very, very soon. Okay, so your savings is really going to be worth less than rocks. Okay, here's the other meaning for paralyzing. It says causing an inability to think or act normally, especially through panic or fear. Now, they would accuse the men, apostles and teachers from Great Millstone as fear mongering. They would teach the rest of us who teach likewise as fear mongering, that we constantly just bring on bad news. Okay, but this paralyzing is causing them to actually make them go towards Esau. Okay, instead of coming towards and having that fear of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh, which is what we do. We have that fear of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh. Okay, so we are paralyzed to not go into the world. Okay, because we understand the consequences of that. But Jake and those, the paralyzing. Okay,
paralyzing.
This inability to think or act normally, especially through panic or fear, is their fear of Esau. What Esau, these Edomites, or everybody in the society is going to think, and that is help. Elevated through these false prophets that's coming. This is the book of Matthew 7:15. It says, beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravaging wolves. Well, we see it over and over and over. Okay. Now, we all know this little story of the gingerbread man, and he was escaping from, being eaten by his creator. Okay. And so what did he do? He ran, and now he needed to cross a river. Okay. And guess what? The fox told him, hey, I could give you a ride across the river. Now, he's sitting down there and he's on top of the fox's nose, which is his mouth, where he could be swallowed. And he's debating whether he can trust him or not, but his options are limited. This is where Jake is at right now. This is the reason why you have the man of the Lord. Okay, we are on one side there's fire, the other side is a raging river. Okay, either way, if you fall into it, because the way to salvation is the straight and narrow. Okay, either way you fall off. okay, you go, it's to your death, okay? So Esau comes and provides that way where he can say, where he shows Jake's them, that's the 2/3, okay? There's a wider route that you can take, or I can give you the boat to cross over to that river, okay? He always has some type of solution, but what Jake them don't see is what we see is that that solution is also your death, okay? And this is how these prophets, these false prophets, has been raised up nowadays, okay, in the form of all of those career paths that I mentioned earlier, okay, city hall, government, military, pastors in the church, okay, your civic leaders, your entertainers, your sports athlete, anyone that can have an influence over the minds of Jake, okay? And this is the book of Isaiah 30:10, and it says, "For the Egyptians shall help in vain, and to no purpose, therefore have I cried concerning this, their strength is to sit still. Now go write it before them in the table, and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come, forever and ever. That this is a rebellious people," which is us, Yasharallah, the tribe of Israel, lying children, okay? We have lies among us, okay? Children that will not hear the law of the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So it is just, as I mentioned earlier, in Ecclesiastes 1:9, okay? Nothing new under the sun. That's what we have today. They were disobedient then, and they're disobedient right now. The only difference right now is we have computer screens, okay, and a technology called the internet, okay? And it says, "Which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits," okay? So they don't want to hear about the judgments. They don't hear that this place is done. They don't hear that they have to come into the house of David if they want to be saved in the great tribulation that's going to come upon our nation, okay? You so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos, okay, don't understand this great death that's going to be coming to our nation at the hands of Esau, who's been ordered by Yahweh Shem Yahushai to execute this judgment on the people that he doesn't desire. This is verse 11. It says, "Get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. Wherefore thus said the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word and trust in oppression and perverseness." And what is perverseness? Okay, what General Yohana said today, that's perverseness, okay? That's perverseness. He talked about a man that's 50 years old, Chris Rock, to get together with Will Smith's young son, okay, to play with him and then somehow sneak into the house and, get with Will Smith's wife, and that's the way he wants to go with it. In fact, he should be the one that come on, like we said, and say that shit was all bullshit and it was fake, okay? Those two guys work for Hollywood like that, but he's not doing it, okay? Our people are like this gingerbread man right here, okay? Running from what? Running from order, okay, and the law of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and also from the words of the man that was set up to deliver these words out to them, okay? And they want to trust in too. Well, you see it on the screen right here, the fox, okay? And it says, "And trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon. Therefore this iniquity, which is wickedness, shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant." So all of this trust and prestige and promises that Esau is giving you, in his lavish lifestyle, that he's saying, hey, you can share into this if only you do this, if only you sell yourself. If you be like Lil Nas, go there and pretend like you're gay, and then maybe become actually gay yourself, or sodomite. If you become these women, these wicked whores women, okay. If you do what IUIC, ISUPK, okay, Sakari, and all of these guys who have taken the bag, okay, but actually have the name and actually the scriptures to back them up, to make them themselves appear to be, holy, okay, then everybody that hear them will be what? They will be,
paralyzing,
in a paralyzing state, okay, with the inability to act normally, which is to serve Yahweh Shem Yahushai, especially through panic and fear, which is their fear and their panicking of what this society is going to think of them, and the fear of the white man, okay? And they're incapable of being involved in this truth, like the hopeful 1/3, okay, and the hopefully elect of Yasharallah, the tribe of Israel, you so-called Latinos, Native American, and Negroes, okay, here in America. So, Lord willing, you will edify here. I thought I'd bring this out. I was just thinking about the story about this little gingerbread man, and the demise of what ended up becoming of him. And this is the way we are right now. So we all have to give praise and thanks to Yahweh Shemi Ashai to taking us out of that world, because we're just like this little guy right here sitting on the nose, and that's the big fox right there. Okay, one gulp and he's gone, and that's just the way we are. That's how precious we are, and that's how weak and fragile we are here amongst these wicked nations that seeks to destroy us daily. So I'd like to close up by giving all glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Rakakadash, double honor to the teachers, elders, and apostles of Great Millstone. Also to you brothers out there that put on the truth faithfully, fearlessly, feeding the sheep, and you brothers and sisters that are tuning in. Shalom.